Space surprise. Zara Chen looked out the window of her spaceship. The stars twinkled like tiny diamonds on black velvet. She sighed. Even after years of space travel, the view still took her breath away. "Captain to bridge. We're approaching Earth," a voice crackled over the intercom. Zara smoothed her blue diplomat uniform and headed to the bridge. As Earth's youngest diplomat at 25, she felt the weight of her job. But nothing could have prepared her for what was about to happen. The ship's captain, a tall man with a gray beard, nodded as she entered. "Ambassador Chen, we've got a strange message. It's not from Earth." Zara's eyebrows shot up. "Not from Earth? Then who?" The captain shrugged and played the message. A deep, rumbling voice filled the room. It didn't sound human. "Attention Earth vessel. This is the Galactic Council. Your presence is required immediately. Prepare for teleportation." Zara's mouth fell open. "Galactic Council? What's that?" Before anyone could answer, a bright light filled the bridge. Zara felt a weird tingle all over her body. Then everything went black. When Zara opened her eyes, she wasn't on her ship anymore. She stood in a massive round room. The walls looked like they were made of shimmering water. Strange creatures of all shapes and sizes sat in a circle around her. Some had tentacles, others had multiple eyes. One looked like a walking tree. A tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms stood up. "Welcome, human. I am Hector, head of the Galactic Council." Zara's knees felt wobbly, but she stood tall. "I'm Zara Chen, Earth diplomat. What's going on? Why am I here?" Hector's face looked grim. "We have a serious problem. Humans have broken the quarantine." Zara blinked. "Quarantine? What quarantine?" A red blob-like alien gurgled. "The one we put on your species 5,000 years ago." Zara's head spun. This was too much. "Wait, you've known about us for 5,000 years. Why didn't you contact us?" Tor sighed. "Your species was too violent, too unpredictable. We decided to isolate you to your home planet until you were ready." Zara felt anger bubble up inside her. "You had no right. We've explored the stars on our own. We've built colonies, made amazing discoveries." "Exactly," Tor said. "You've spread too far, too fast. You've entered space that doesn't belong to you." Zara crossed her arms. "Space doesn't belong to anyone. We have every right to explore and expand." Murmurs rippled through the alien crowd. Some looked angry, others curious. A small green alien with big eyes spoke up. "But humans are dangerous. Look at their history. Wars, pollution, destruction." Zara took a deep breath. She had to make them understand. "Yes, we've made mistakes, but we've learned from them. We've created peace among our people. We've fixed our planet. We're not perfect, but we're trying to be better." Hector leaned forward. "Nevertheless, you've broken our laws. Laws you didn't even know about, true, but laws all the same." Zara's mind raced. This was bad. Really bad. But maybe there was a way out. "Look, we didn't know about your laws. Now that we do, can't we work something out? Earth would be honored to join your Galactic Council." The aliens looked at each other. Some nodded, others shook their heads, or whatever passed for heads. Hector raised all 4 hands for silence. "This is unprecedented. We need time to discuss." Zara nodded. "Of course. But please, let me contact Earth. They need to know what's happening." Hector thought for a moment, then nodded. "Very well. You may use our communication device." A holographic screen appeared in front of Zara. She quickly typed in the secure code for Earth's government. An old man with a white beard appeared on the screen. "Zara, where are you? We lost contact with your ship." Zara took a deep breath. "Mr. President, we have a situation. I'm with aliens, a lot of aliens." The president's eyes widened. "Aliens? Are you sure?" Zara nodded. "Very sure, sir. They call themselves the Galactic Council, and they're not happy with us. She quickly explained the situation. The president listened, his face growing more serious by the second. This is unexpected, he said finally. What do they want from us? Zara glanced at Exter. They haven't decided yet. But sir, I think we need to prepare for the worst. They might ask us to leave our colonies. The president's face hardened. Out of the question. Those colonies are ours. We won't abandon our people. Zara nodded. I understand, sir. I'll do my best to negotiate. Good luck, Zara, the president said. Earth stands with you. The screen went dark. Zara turned back to the council, her heart pounding. The fate of humanity rested on her shoulders. Tor stepped forward. We have reached a decision. Humanity has two choices: return to Earth and give up all your colonies, or face the consequences. Zara stood tall. And what consequences would those be? Tor's eyes gleamed. War, human. A war you cannot hope to win. Zara felt a chill run down her spine. But she remembered the president's words. Earth wouldn't back down. Neither would she. We reject your ultimatum, Zara said, her voice strong. Humanity will not be bullied or threatened. We're here to stay. The room erupted in chaos. Aliens shouted and waved their limbs. Exter's face turned dark blue with anger. Then you leave us no choice, Exter boomed. Guards, seize her. Zara felt strong hands grab her arms. As they dragged her away, she saw Exter turn to the council. Prepare the fleets, he said. The war against humanity begins now. As the door closed behind her, Zara's mind raced. Somehow, she had to warn Earth. Somehow, she had to stop this war. But first, she had to escape. The adventure was just beginning. Alien threat. Zara Chen sat in her cell, her mind racing. The room was small and bare, with walls that seemed to glow softly. She had been here for hours, or maybe days. It was hard to tell in space. Suddenly, the door slid open. A tall, skinny alien with purple skin walked in. It had huge eyes that blinked sideways. Human, it said in a high-pitched voice. The council wants to see you. Zara stood up, smoothing her rumpled diplomat uniform. About time, she muttered. The alien led her through winding corridors. Zara tried to memorize the way, but it was hopeless. Everything looked the same. They entered the big round room where Zara had first met the Galactic Council. It seemed even more crowded now. Aliens of all shapes and sizes buzzed with excitement. Tor, the blue four-armed alien, stood in the center. He looked angry. Human, he boomed, your leaders have rejected our offer. They refuse to return to Earth. Zara stood tall. Of course they do. Those colonies are our homes now. We won't abandon them. A red blob-like alien gurgled loudly. See, they're too stubborn, too dangerous. Other aliens shouted agreement. The room got louder and louder. Tor raised all four hands for quiet. We gave you a chance for peace. Now, you will face war. Zara's heart raced, but she kept her voice calm. Is that really what you want? To start a war that will cost lives on both sides? A small green alien with antennae spoke up. She's right. Maybe we should try talking more. Silence. Tor shouted. The decision is made. Our fleets are ready. Zara saw her chance. Wait. Before you do anything, let me talk to Earth again. Maybe I can convince them to negotiate. Tor thought for a moment, then nodded. Very well. One last chance. A screen appeared in front of Zara. She quickly typed in the code for Earth's government. The president's face appeared. He looked tired and worried. Zara, are you okay? We've been trying to contact you. I'm fine, Mr. President, Zara said quickly. But we have a big problem. The Galactic Council is ready to attack. They want us to leave all our colonies and go back to Earth. The president's face hardened. That's not going to happen. We've worked too hard, come too far. Zara nodded. I know. But sir, they have huge fleets. Advanced technology. We need to buy some time. The president thought for a moment. Okay, tell them we're willing to talk. Set up a meeting. But Zara, we won't give up our colonies. No matter what. I understand, sir, Zara said. The screen went dark. She turned back to the council. Earth is willing to negotiate. They want to set up a proper meeting. Murmurs ran through the crowd of aliens. Some looked relieved, others suspicious. Stor's eyes narrowed. This isn't a trick. Zara shook her head. No trick. We want peace, just like you. We just need to find a way that works for everyone. Xtor thought for a long moment. The room was so quiet, Zora could hear her own heart beating. Finally, Tor spoke. Very well. We will meet with your leaders. You have 1 Earth week to prepare. Zara let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. Thank you. You won't regret this. Xtor leaned in close. But know this, human. If your people try anything, our response will be swift and terrible. Zara nodded. I understand. As the aliens filed out of the room, Zora's mind was already racing. 1 week wasn't much time, but it was better than nothing. The purple alien came to take her back to her cell, but before they left, the small green alien with antenna approached. Test, it whispered. I'm 6. I think you're right about talking. Not everyone wants war. Zara's eyes widened. Really? Are there others who think like you? Zix nodded. Some. We're scared of Xter, but we're also scared of war. Can you help me? Zara asked quietly. Zix looked around nervously. Maybe. I'll try to visit your cell later. As Zara walked back to her cell, she felt a tiny spark of hope. Maybe, just maybe, she could stop this war before it started. Back on Earth, things were heating up. The president called an emergency meeting of all Earth's leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, his face grim on screens around the world. We faced the greatest threat in human history. Aliens are real, and they want us gone. Gasps and shouts filled meeting rooms across the globe. But we will not go quietly, the president continued. We've faced challenges before. We've overcome them. We'll overcome this too. In secret bases around the solar system, military leaders sprang into action. Ships were prepared, weapons checked, soldiers readied. Admiral Rishabh Patel, head of Earth's Space Forces, stood in front of a huge screen. It showed a strange-looking ship, unlike anything humans had built. This, she said to her team, is Project Phoenix, our secret weapon. If talks fail, this might be our only hope. Meanwhile, in space, human colonies buzzed with activity. People were scared, but determined. They built defenses, stocked supplies, and prepared for the worst. On Mars, the biggest human colony, Governor Sam Lee addressed a worried crowd. We've made this planet our home, he said, his voice strong. We've turned it from a red desert into a green world. We won't give it up without a fight. The crowd cheered. Humans might be new to the galaxy, but they weren't going to be pushed around. As the Earth week ticked by, both sides prepared. Humans for a fight they hoped wouldn't come. Aliens for a war they thought would be easy. Neither side knew the surprises that lay ahead. In her cell, Zara paced back and forth. She had to find a way to bring peace. But how? As she thought, she heard a soft knock on her door. It slid open, revealing Zix, the small green alien. Quick, Zix whispered. I don't have much time. I've got something to show you. Zara's heart raced. Was this the break she needed, or was she walking into a trap? As she followed Zix out of the cell, Zara knew one thing for sure. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and she was right in the middle of it all. The adventure continued, with the stakes higher than ever. Humanity's stand. Zara's heart pounded as she followed Zix through the twisting corridors of the alien ship. Every shadow made her jump. Every sound made her think they'd been caught. "Where are we going?" Zara whispered. Zix's antenna twitched. "To the truth," the little green alien said. They stopped in front of a door that looked like all the others. Zix pressed a hand against it, and it slid open. Inside was a room full of glowing screens. Each one showed a different human colony. Zara gasped. "You've been watching us all along." Zix nodded. "The Council has spied on humans for thousands of years, but look closer." Zara peered at the screens. She saw humans working together, building homes, growing food, helping each other. On one screen, a human was even helping an alien-looking creature. "I don't understand," Zara said. "What am I looking at?" "Proof," Zix said, "that humans aren't as bad as the Council thinks. You help each other. You even help other species when you find them." Zara felt hope bubble up inside her. "This is great. We can show this to the Council. They'll have to listen." Zix's big eyes looked sad. "I'm afraid it's not that simple. Hector and his supporters don't want peace. They want your worlds." Zara's hope turned to anger. So this was never about quarantine or safety. They just want to steal our colonies. "Yes," Zix said, "but not all of us agree. Some of us want peace." Suddenly, alarms started blaring. Red lights flashed everywhere. Zix panicked. "Oh no, they found us. We have to go." They ran out of the room, but it was too late. Alien guards surrounded them, their weapons pointed at Zara and Zix. Hector stepped forward, his blue face dark with anger. "I knew we couldn't trust you, human. And Zix, you're a traitor to your own kind." "No," Zara shouted. "You're the traitor. You lied to your own people about humans." Hector growled. "Take them away." The human goes back to her cell. Zix goes to the brig. As the guards dragged them off, Zara shouted, "This isn't over. Hector." Back in her cell, Zara paced back and forth. She had to warn Earth. But how? Meanwhile, on Earth, tensions were high. The week was almost up, and everyone was preparing for the worst. In a secret underground base, Admiral Risha Patel stood in front of a giant screen. It showed a strange-looking spaceship. "This," she said to the president and other leaders, "is Project Phoenix. Our best scientists and engineers have been working on it in secret for years." The president leaned forward. "What does it do?" Admiral Patel smiled. "It can create wormholes, instant travel anywhere in space." And she paused for effect. "It can close wormholes too." The room buzzed with excitement. "So we could trap alien ships?" someone asked. Admiral Patel nodded. "Or escape quickly if we need to. It's not perfect, but it's the best defense we have." The president stood up. "Prepare it for launch. We'll use it only if we have to, but I want it ready." As Earth got ready, the human colonies were busy too. On Mars, Governor Sam Lee watched as people built underground shelters. "We won't give up our home," he told a group of scared colonists. "We've turned this red planet green. We'll defend it to the last." The people cheered, their fear turning to determination. On other colonies, it was the same. Humans got weapons ready, prepared defenses, and helped each other. They were scared, but they were also strong. In space, Earth's fleet gathered. Hundreds of ships, big and small, ready to fight if they had to. Captain Maria Chen, Zora's older sister, stood on the bridge of her ship. She looked at a picture of Zora and whispered, "Don't worry, little sis. We're coming for you." Back on the alien ship, Zora was trying to find a way out. She had pulled apart everything in her cell, looking for something to use, but there was nothing. Just as she was about to give up, she heard a soft knock. The door slid open, and a familiar face peeked in. "Zix," Zora whispered. "You're okay." The little green alien nodded. "Some friends helped me escape. Now we're here to help you." Behind Zix, Zura saw other aliens. They looked nervous but determined. "Why are you helping me?" Zora asked. An alien that looked like a talking tree stepped forward. "Because Zix showed us the truth. We want peace, not war." Zara felt hope again. "Thank you. But we have to hurry. The week is almost up." They snuck through the ship, hiding whenever guards came near. Finally, they reached a room full of escape pods. "These will take you back to your fleet," Zix said. "Hurry." Zara hugged Zix. "Come with me. You'll be safer with humans." Zix shook his head. "No, we'll stay here and try to convince others. Maybe we can stop this war from our side." Zara nodded, tears in her eyes. "Good luck, my friend." She jumped into an escape pod and launched into space. As the alien ship got smaller behind her, Zara saw hundreds of alien ships appear out of nowhere. The alien fleet was here. The week was up. Zara's pod raced towards the human fleet. She could see Earth in the distance, a beautiful blue marble. "Please," she whispered, "let me make it in time." As Zora's pod got closer, she saw the human fleet. Hundreds of ships facing the alien fleet. In the middle was a strange ship she had never seen before. It glowed with a weird light. "Project Phoenix," Zora guessed. "Earth's secret weapon." Her pod's radio crackled to life. "Unknown pod, identify yourself." Zara grabbed the radio. "This is Ambassador Zara Chen. Don't shoot. I have important information." There was a pause. Then a familiar voice came on. "Zara, is that really you?" Zara felt tears in her eyes. "Maria, yes, it's me." "Hang on, sis," Captain Maria Chen said. "We're bringing you in." As Zora's pod was pulled into her sister's ship, she knew the real fight was just beginning. But now, at least she was home, and humanity was ready to stand together. The stars watched silently as two great fleets faced each other. The fate of humanity and the galaxy hung in the balance. The greatest battle in human history was about to begin. The turning point. Zara Chen stood on the bridge of her sister's ship, staring at the massive view screen. Two fleets faced each other in the darkness of space. On one side, the sleek ships of Earth and its colonies. On the other, the strange, alien vessels of the Galactic Council. "It's like David versus Goliath," someone whispered. Captain Maria Chen, Zora's sister, stepped forward. "Zora, what can you tell us about their fleet?" Zara took a deep breath. "They have advanced technology, weapons we've never seen before." But she paused. "They're not united. Some of them don't want this war." Maria nodded. "That's something we can use. Now, we need to get you to Earth Command. Your information could change everything." Suddenly, alarms blared across the ship. A young officer shouted, "Multiple wormholes opening. Enemy ships incoming." The view screen lit up with flashes of light as alien ships poured through wormholes all around the human fleet. "It's a trap," Zara yelled. "They're trying to surround us." Maria's face hardened. "All ships, defensive positions. Protect the colonies at all costs." The space around them erupted in chaos. Laser beams and strange energy weapons crisscrossed the void. Human ships fired back, their weapons leaving trails of light in the darkness. In the middle of the human fleet, the strange ship Zara had noticed earlier began to glow brighter. "What's happening?" Zara asked. Maria smiled grimly. "That's Project Phoenix. Watch." The glowing ship suddenly shot out beams of energy. Where they hit, new wormholes opened up. Human ships darted through these wormholes, outflanking the alien vessels. "It's working," someone cheered. But the alien fleet was vast. For every ship the humans took out, two more seemed to appear. On Earth, in the secret command center, Admiral Rishabh Patel watched the battle unfold on huge screens. "Project Phoenix is performing well," an aide reported. "But the alien fleet is too large. We're outnumbered 10 to 1. Admiral Patel's eyes narrowed. Then it's time for Phase 2. Get me the president. The president's face appeared on a screen. He looked tired but determined. Mr. President, Admiral Patel said, I recommend we activate the Phoenix Protocol. The president closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, they were full of resolve. Do it. In space, the battle raged on. Human ships fought bravely, but they were being pushed back. The alien fleet pressed forward, getting closer to Earth and the colonies. Suddenly, Project Phoenix began to pulse with energy. It shot out not just beams, but waves of power. What's happening? Zara asked, her eyes wide. Maria gripped her sister's shoulder. The Phoenix Protocol. It's our last resort. The waves of energy spread out faster than light. As they passed over alien ships, the ships simply disappeared. Are we destroying them? Zara asked, horrified. Maria shook her head. No, look closer. Zara peered at the screen. She gasped. The alien ships weren't being destroyed. They were being pushed through wormholes, flung far across the galaxy. We're scattering their fleet, Maria explained, sending them so far away they can't regroup. On the alien command ship, Hector watched in disbelief as his mighty fleet vanished before his eyes. Impossible, he roared. How can they have such power? A scared-looking alien officer approached him. Sir, we've lost contact with 70% of our fleet. They've just gone. Hector's blue face turned almost white. Retreat. All ships, retreat. But it was too late. The waves from Project Phoenix reached the alien command ship. In a flash of light, it vanished. A cheer went up across the human fleet. They had won. But Zara didn't cheer. She remembered Zix and the other friendly aliens. What about the aliens who wanted peace? She asked. Maria's face softened. The Phoenix Protocol doesn't hurt anyone. It just moves them. They'll be safe, just far away. As the remaining alien ships fled, the human fleet regrouped. Zara and Maria's ship docked with Project Phoenix. They were called to the bridge to meet the ship's commander. To Zara's surprise, it was Admiral Patel herself. Ambassador Chen, the Admiral said, shaking Zara's hand. Your information was crucial. Without it, we might not have activated the Phoenix Protocol in time. Zara nodded, still a bit in shock. I'm glad I could help. But what do we do now? Admiral Patel's face grew serious. Now, we prepare. The aliens will be back, eventually. We need to be ready. Over the next few weeks, the solar system was a flurry of activity. The colonies strengthened their defenses. Earth's scientists studied the alien technology left behind. And Zara found herself in meeting after meeting, explaining everything she had learned about the Galactic Council. But even as humanity celebrated its victory, Zara couldn't help but worry. What about Zix and the other friendly aliens? Were they okay? And what would happen when the aliens regrouped and returned? One night, unable to sleep, Zara stood at a window in the space station orbiting Earth. She looked out at the stars, so peaceful now. A hand touched her shoulder. It was Maria. Penny for your thoughts, her sister asked. Zara sighed. I can't help but think this isn't over. We won the battle. But the war? Maria nodded. You're right. It's not over. But thanks to you, we're more prepared than ever. And who knows? Maybe some of those aliens will remember your kindness. Maybe next time they'll come as friends, not enemies. Zara smiled a little. I hope so. As they stood there, looking out at the galaxy, a strange light caught Zara's eye. A tiny flash, like a wormhole opening and closing far away. Did you see that? She asked. Maria squinted. See what? Zara shook her head. Nothing. Probably just my imagination. But as they turned away from the window, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that something big was coming. Something that would change everything again. The stars twinkled silently, keeping their secrets. For now. A new galactic order. 6 months had passed since the Great Battle. Earth and its colonies were busy rebuilding and preparing. Everyone knew the aliens might come back one day. Zara Chen sat in her new office on the International Space Station. As Earth's lead ambassador to alien life, she had a lot of work to do. But her mind kept drifting to the stars, wondering about Zix and the other friendly aliens. Suddenly, her computer beeped. A message flashed on the screen. Unknown signal detected. Zara's heart raced. She pressed a button to call her sister, Captain Maria Chen. "Maria, are you seeing this?" Zara asked. "Yes," Maria's voice came through. "It's coming from just outside the solar system. And Zara, it looks like it's using the same frequency Zix used to communicate with you." Zara gasped. Could it be? "I'm heading to the command center," Zara said, already running out the door. In the command center, Admiral Patel and other leaders were gathered around a big screen. They all looked up as Zara entered. "Ambassador Chen," Admiral Patel said, "we were just about to call you. What do you make of this?" On the screen was a simple message in alien writing. Zara recognized it from her time on the alien ship. It says, "Friends come in peace. Request meeting." Zara translated. The room buzzed with excited whispers. Admiral Patel turned to Zara. "Do you think it's really your alien friends?" Zara nodded. "It could be, but we should be careful." The Admiral agreed. "We'll send out a small welcome team. Ambassador Chen, you'll lead it. Captain Chen, your ship will escort them." Soon, Zara found herself on a small, fast ship racing towards the edge of the solar system. Maria's larger ship followed close behind. As they neared the source of the signal, they saw a ship appear. It was small and looked cobbled together from different parts. "This is Ambassador Zara Chen of Earth," Zara said into the comm. "Please identify yourselves." For a moment, there was silence. Then, a familiar voice came through. "Zara, it's me, Zix." Zara felt tears in her eyes. "Zix, you're okay?" "Yes," Zix said. "And I bring important news. Can we dock?" After careful scans showed no weapons, the alien ship was allowed to dock with Maria's ship. Zara waited nervously as the airlock opened. Zix stepped out, followed by aliens of different species. Some Zara recognized, others were new to her. "Welcome," Zara said, smiling. Zix's antenna wiggled happily. "Zara, my friend, we have much to tell you." In the ship's meeting room, Zix and the other aliens told their story. After being scattered by Project Phoenix, they had found each other and formed a group. "We call ourselves the Galactic Peace Coalition," a tall, silvery alien said. "We want to change the old ways of the Council." "Stor and his supporters are still out there," Zix added. "But they're weak now. Many aliens are questioning their leadership." Zara leaned forward. "So what do you want from us?" Zix looked at his fellow aliens, then back at Zara. "We want to form an alliance. Humans have shown they're strong, but also capable of kindness. Together, we could create a new galactic council, one based on peace and cooperation." Zara's mind raced with the possibilities, but she knew it wasn't her decision alone. "We'll need to discuss this with our leaders," she said, "but I promise to support your idea." Over the next few weeks, Earth was abuzz with excitement and debate. Some people were eager to join a new galactic community. Others were scared, worried about another war. Zara found herself speaking to groups all over Earth and the colonies. She told them about Zix, about the friendly aliens who had helped her escape, about the chance for a real, lasting peace. Finally, the day of the big decision came. Leaders from Earth and all the colonies gathered in the United Nations building in New York. Zix and the other alien representatives waited nervously in a nearby room. Zara stood before the assembly, her heart pounding. This was the most important speech of her life. "Fellow humans," she began, "we stand at a crossroads. We can choose fear, or we can choose hope. We can hide from the galaxy, or we can help shape its future. She told them about the Galactic Peace Coalition, about their dreams for a better future. Yes, there are risks, Zara said, but think of the rewards. New friends, new knowledge, a chance to explore the stars, not as conquerors, but as partners. As Zara finished her speech, the room was silent for a moment. Then, slowly, people began to stand up. Soon, the whole room was on its feet, clapping and cheering. The vote was almost unanimous. Earth would join the new Galactic Alliance. When Zara told Zix and the other aliens, they were overjoyed. Zix did a little dance, his antenna wiggling wildly. In the days that followed, preparations began for a grand ceremony. Representatives from Earth and friendly alien worlds would sign a treaty, officially forming the new Galactic Alliance. On the day of the ceremony, Zara stood on a stage in front of the United Nations building. Beside her were human leaders and alien representatives. Thousands of people watched in person, and billions more watched on screens around the world and in the colonies. As Zara signed her name on the treaty, she felt a sense of awe. This was a new beginning, not just for humanity, but for the entire galaxy. After the ceremony, Zara found a quiet moment with Zix. "What happens now?" she asked her alien friend. Zix's big eyes twinkled. "Now, my friend, we explore. There's so much of the galaxy you haven't seen." And he added with a mischievous wiggle of his antenna, "I hear Xtor and his supporters are hiding on a planet in the Andromeda galaxy. Want to go say hello?" Zara laughed. "One adventure at a time, Zix. One adventure at a time." As they looked up at the stars, now filled with promise instead of threat, Zara felt a sense of excitement. The future was uncertain, but it was bright, and humanity was ready to take its place among the stars. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning.